Okay, now in C++ data types we will practice. Okay, everything we will erase the code and we will write the code again. Okay, so here you erase all that code. Okay, for yourself you try to understand one thing. You whenever you are declaring string type of data, string type for the string type of data, for the string, all are what string is data type. My string is a variable. Okay, bool is a data type, char is a data type, double is a float, float, int, all are data types. My my float number, my double number, my letter, my boolean, my string, these are variables. So these variables are assigned with values. Okay, values and variables separated with is equal to. Every statement must be terminated with semicolon. We need to write int main function, that is very compulsory. Okay, and forward slash means comments. So we will delete this total code and we will write again. Include iostream header file library. So your string, we need to include string library, header file library, because C and C++ they don't have string data type. So we need to include. Okay, in C boolean there is no any boolean. Okay, so we need to std bool library, header library, we need to include. Here for string in C++ we need to include string library using namespace standard. Okay, in this place we can write inside of the main function. Okay, so everything I want to erase this code and I will write the code again. Here see, print variable values, only variable values. Okay, so here this is the text, this is the cout. Here after insertion operator, see what happened here. Every insertion operator, try to understand here. My num, my float, these are what variable names. So then after insertion operator, this \n for next line character. Okay, these int float, these will be displayed in your screen. Okay, understood that? So you understood them and we will write every code. So I am going to delete the code. Okay, for print variables we will write the code from the starting for every okay. So I am going to delete this code from here. Delete this total code, there is no any code. Delete the total code, every code you delete, and we will write the total code from the scratch. Total code, you delete the total. You copy the total code and delete. Okay, now see here, any codes, somewhat code is here. You delete this code also. So now see, is there any code here? No code. So now we will write the code. If you run nothing, you will get error here because your screen is blank. So here first start, I told you that first hash, that is very important. Include to whom? Include, I am zooming here. Include to whom? Include library header file library. First we need to write this smaller than, inside of that iostream, that is, I told you that iostream is a library that will be used for what purpose? I told you, it is used for to work with input output objects. Next, so hash again. Why? I want to include one more header file, that is string. Why? Because I told you that in C++ there is no any inbuilt string data type, so we need to include a library. The library name is called string. String is a library in C++, that is part of your namespace class. Okay, so two library, input output stream to work with input output object, string, that is a library to work with strings. So two library header file libraries added. Next we need to write what? Int main function. I told you that this is main function, must have parenthesis, then braces, flower brace, close brace. Inside of this we need to write all the code. Okay, every sentence we write statement that must be terminate with a what? First semicolon. First we declare the data type int, create a variable, which type? X is equal, it is assigned to with integer value 5, anything, semicolon. So one integer value, 5 is a integer value. One more, suppose if you want to keep, that is what, your negative numbers minus 10. Next, here minus 10 is what? Integer number. Integer means whole numbers without any decimal values, either positive or negative numbers. Here 5 is a positive integer number, minus 10 is a negative integer. If you want to comment, you can comment here too. Okay, this is what? Negative integer. Simply you write here negative integer. If you want to write here, simply you see here negative, you write integer. I told you that comments used for what purpose? For your understanding only. Okay, this is for what? This is positive integer. Positive means all positive and negative numbers, they are called integers. Okay, now next come down here. So next is what? Float is a data type. Okay, float is a data type to store how many float values? Up to 6 or 7. Float is a data type. Then variable name, any variable, your name, my name, any name you can keep. It doesn't mean you can keep your name Shyam, my name school. So suitable name for variables, always suitable name. So float, C, float, deci means what? Decimal values. Deci is a variable I have created. Okay, so here you represent all negative and positive float values. Up to, it is float data type, so you can write up to 6 or 7 digits only. Okay, so float for how many digits? Okay, 3.56378, 5 digits 9, 7. So let us see what happened. So next what, if you want to write more, if you want to write more decimal values, declare double, data type as double. Okay, so if anybody is feeling that I don't have any laptop, so I can't learn the coding, so my laptop is not functioning, so I am teaching the code practice in mobile, and don't feel that I don't have a laptop, sir, so it is very difficult to write the code. Okay, today my laptop is not functioning, so I am writing the code in where I am writing the code in mobile. So everything is gone, so we need to write from scratch. No issue. You select this total code from here. Okay, you select the code, you until the last go for ending, you delete this somewhat code is left and go for starting and keep the mouse there until you get this symbol and go down, delete the code. Now your screen is what? Nothing is here. So you write the code, there is no any problem from the scratch. Hash include is what? Include what? Header files. Okay, IO stream, that is very compulsory. IO stream. Okay, next one more hash header file include what? We want to work with strings, so one more header file, that is string header file, to be included. Include means import string. Okay, now write first main function, int main function always they must have parenthesis, open brace and close brace. Within this open and close brace we need to write the data types. First int data type, create any variable xyz, no issue. Write assign a value, then terminate this sentence. Next, so you can write it as negative or positive numbers, no issue. Okay, all are called integers are whole numbers. Next, float, float, any y is a variable, you keep your name xyz, so all that decimal values. Okay, minus 10 9 minus 9 point up to how many digits? Floats 7 digits. If you give more digits, it will take only up to 6 or 7. Then terminate with semicolon. Double is a data type which will be used. Declare a variable here to store data. Here double float means if you want to keep more float values, either positive or negative, 4 point up to 15 digits. Up to, if you want to write more floats, up to 15 digits. Next is what? Next, which type of data we have? Next is boolean. Next data type is what? Boolean data type. Declare the data type as bool space bool. Any bool means what? Status. Okay, status, which state it will give the status of yes or no. So assign with false. Any yes false or true, it is up to you. Okay, if you give false, you will get the 0 value. Otherwise, if you give assign true, you will get true value. True means 1. Bool status is a variable. Now come down. Next is what? Next is what? Your char. Char is a data type in C++. Create a variable name, anything, your name, my name, letter, or anything, alphabet, you write variable, whatever letter, any single digit character. Always character must be write in single quote. Okay, capital or double, no issue. You can keep the digits also here, there is no issue. 9, it will be considered as a character. Okay, all digits, if you keep any special symbols like star, that will be considered as a single character. So we can keep in single quotation marks all the alphabets, small and large case letters, otherwise 0 to 9 digits and special characters. If we keep them in single quotation marks, C++ compiler understood that as a character. Okay, then next is what? String. Next is what? String type of data. Next, string type of, we need to write string type of data here. Write the string type of data. Declare this as a string type of data. Okay, space, give a space, create a variable, any variable. If you keep D, there is no any problem. You can keep your name, and is equal, always I told you that string type of data that must be kept in double quotation marks. Okay, so if you write Vasu as a string, there is no any problem. After that, terminate with the semicolon. Understood that? So these are all what? How many? Int, float, double, bool, char, string. These all are your data types. So if you want to get the outputs of them, so how can you get? I told you that we need to use what here. We need to use what? Cout. Cout is an object which will be used before this cout. Use a standard library in place of using namespace standard. Std cout. Cout is an object which will be used to get the output on the screen. Insertion operator, and then you call that what? You call that what? X. X is what? X is a variable, just you are calling that. Okay, now come down here. Next, you again used std. Okay, two colons. Std again, two colons. Cout. Insertion operator you need to write here, then call that variable which is stored float value y. Y is what? Your variable stored for float value. Next, you copy this, copy this. Okay, copy and paste here. No need to write the code again and again. You paste. Okay, so you are getting trouble, there is no issue. Come down here, come down. After next code you paste here. What is happening here? Okay, no issue. If you are getting a problem, you write the code, there is no any problem here. How many type? So 2 we have written. Now if you run this code, what happened? So again the code is erased. No issue. Up to this,